money on education than any other country in the world, and yet we get the worst outcomes. We're at the bottom of every list. In total, American society pours more than $1 trillion.
That's true, dude. The quality is so bad.
Year into public education system.
That's true, though.
But instead of being at the top of the list, we are literally right smack, guess what? At the bottom.
At the bottom.
Rather than indoctrinating young people with inappropriate racial, sexual, and political material, which is what we're doing now.
I think what he means is like between Western countries.
Our schools must be totally refocused to prepare our children to succeed in the world and in life and the world of keeping our country strong.
Say what you want about how he talks really funny. I love how he talks. It's so funny.
So they can grow up to be happy, prosperous, and independent citizens. We owe our children great schools that lead to great jobs and leads to an even greater country that we're living in right now. Now, we're living in a failing nation because of Joe Biden and these people running.
I don't think he's capable of that, Shai. Because I think at his core, Donald Trump is a TV person. I mean, it's the same thing how, like, if you think about streamers, within, like, their demographic, streamers are kind of the same. Say I was a streamer and I was trying to, like, kind of attract more cooming, right? I would just be like, oh my God, guys, how you doing? Hi, everyone. My name's Leaflit, and, oh my God, yeah. Or like if I wanted to attract, like, for instance, like Blue Archive fans. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Leaflit. Thanks for the audit. Yada. Thank you for 5 gift subs. Thank you. I really appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Thank you, Oni-chan. Where the Blue Archive players at?
You already attract Blue Archive.
No, dude, not with the new update.
They're Marxists, they're communists. What they're doing to our country is incredible, but we'll take care of that for our children. Our 10 key ideas that will power our movement for great schools. First, control the education of their children. Second, we will empower parents and local school board to hire and reward great principals and teachers, and also to fire the poor ones, the one whose performance is unsatisfactory. They will be fired. Like on The Apprentice, you're fired.
Good luck finding teachers at all. Well, that is a problem. They'd have to pay like good teachers more. Honestly, I don't think it's bad. If there's like a bad teacher and they get fired, like I think that's fine. That's a good thing. They should get fired. And if they're good, they should get raises. Yeah, obviously.
And also,
the problem is it's very hard to fire people because of unions.
Third, we will ensure our classrooms are focused not on political indoctrination, but on teaching the knowledge and skills needed to succeed. Reading, writing, math, science, arithmetic, and other truly useful subjects. Fourth,
good.
We
should teach people, hold on. We should also teach people how to function in society in terms of like things like budgeting, taxes, basic cooking skills, how to apply for a job. We really need to have more of that and more of an emphasis on that. And I think we should also start with teaching kids how to learn. I know that sounds like really stupid, but like having a class that teaches you how to learn better is really effective because it multiplies all further learning. I know this is the case because I actually took this class that teaches you how to memorize stuff better, how to prepare for tests, how to more easily like visualize stuff in your mind. Like we took an entire class on that.
Students to love their country.
It's an EXP bonus that applies to all other classes. And you know, if you've ever played a video game where there's a skill that makes you level faster or acquire skills faster, you guys know that skill is always fucking OP. They have this shit in like EVE Online and like a bunch of other MMOs. That skill was the most OP skill to learn. You always take it first. It really helps you in the long run.
Not to hate their country like they're taught right now. Fifth, we will support bringing back prayer to our schools. Sixth, we will achieve love their country, not to hate their country like they're taught right now.
I don't know about that one.
Fifth, we will support bringing back prayer to our schools.
Okay, so on a fundamental level, on a personal level, I agree with that. But I don't know if I do on a level of government. I don't think that's good. If they want to set up like a place where like, okay, if like students want to pray during school, I'm okay with that.
Sixth, we will achieve schools that are safe, secure, and drug-free with immediate expulsion for any student who harms a teacher or another student.
I don't know about immediate. I feel like maybe like two strikes on that one might be better. because you want to have like a chance for them to know that like, man, this is really inappropriate and like you should not do that again. If you do that again, you're fucking done. I guess depending on how severe. In your high school, they just called the police. Yeah, that would work too, I think. It's like some actual law things, like maybe a little bit of juvenile hall or something like that, I think would be appropriate. But as far as like just you're out of the learning system, that's kind of rough. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess it would depend what expulsion means. And don't punish kids for standing up to bullies. Mm-hmm.
We will give all parents the right to choose another school for their children if...
Huge. I know a lot of people are against that. This is like the perfect freeze frame. It's so funny. But I know a lot of people are kind of against like the whole school choice thing. I think this is great because this makes it so that schools actually have to compete for like where their kids go to, which makes it so that the schools will generally do better. Yeah, because the thing is like you don't want your kid to be stuck in a school that sucks ass, right? So like, you know, if you were able to choose like, okay, like I don't like that school, like my kid should go to a different school, it's kind of like that school either has to like improve or they get fucked, basically. Why are people against school choice? Because they believe that it will divert funds from poorer performing schools and districts and will allocate those funds. Because say you have like, you know, 20 kids that go to like shitty inner city schools, and then you have 20 kids that go to really nice schools that are like in like the nicer area, and then everyone moves to the really nicer area, then the shitty school is like worse off for everybody that lives in the area, and then they can't take a bus to the other school. So that's the problem. That's the problem that they see with it, but actually think that the benefits outweigh the negatives in that case.
School choice. 8th, we will ensure students have access to project-based learning experiences inside the classroom to help train them for meaningful work out.
And also, I think this does also solve a lot of other problems where like if school choice, for instance, if everybody had school choice, if you think about it, this actually helps out poorer people more because people who are rich can send their kids to private school. Whereas if you don't have any money, you kind of have no choice. You're basically stuck in whatever school your kids get assigned. You're basically just stuck with that, whatever your closest school is, which might suck ass. And then in case like you're just fucked, right? Like if it sucks, like you don't have the money to like take your kid out and send them to like, you know, a private school. And this also solves a lot of other problems where like you could, for instance, say, you know, I want my kid to go to like a religious school. Well, okay, fine. Everybody has the money to send their kid to whatever school they want. Whereas if you wanted to send your kid to like Giga Woke school, like you could do that too.
Outside the classroom. 9th, we will strive to give all students access to internships and work experiences that can set them on a path to their first job.
That's pretty good. Like working like internship programs with schools. That's good.
They're going to be very, very successful. I want them to be more successful than Trump.
For free. Well, the thing is school, they already tax you for school. They already tax you for school. The whole idea, this came out from school vouchers, which is an idea that instead of like your kid, the fucking freeze frame. The idea is that like rather than your kid like just going to like whatever school, you get a voucher where you can like choose where the money that would have been allocated to your kid goes.
Let them go out and be more successful. I will be the happiest person in the world, but we want our children to have a great life and be successful, and we will ensure that all schools provide excellent jobs in career counseling so that high school and college students can get a head start on jobs and careers best suited to
him mentioning himself in third person, but like we. He means we as in like his administration.
Their God-given talents. This is how we will ensure a great education for every American child.
What they need to do, honestly, and this might sound fucked up, but I really believe this. I think they need to set up paths, life paths for people that don't involve only college, because right now they basically track everybody to like go to college, and that's not effective for everybody. Like some people just they just don't the base stats to like go to college and succeed in college, whereas they would do much better going into like construction or like carpentry or plumbing or something. So all of those jobs are still necessary and they pay a lot. And a person going into that thing and then like learning how to do that, and then, you know, down the line, you know, working their way up to being like a manager of that, and then like eventually like owning their own plumbing business is a better track for a lot of people, especially people that are more hands-on, people that are more effective at like using their hands than they are at like, you know, sitting at a desk and like, you know, hacking away at a problem. Everybody has different stats and different talents in life. And I think basically routing everyone into college is such a bad idea because a lot of people actually just aren't good at it.
And one other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and sending all education and education work and needs back to the states. We want them to run the education of our children.
I like that because I actually don't like the federal government. I like things being more in the hands of the states than the feds.
Because
I don't think that's an L. I actually like it more that it's in the hands of like local. I think local is more should be more important than federal. It's annoying to me that like we try to make everything federal.
they'll do a much better job of it. You can't do worse. We spend
Because think about it this way. If the federal is fucked up, it fucks up for everybody. Whereas if it's local, it's like you have some options. You can like move, right? And we have the same thing like with states right now. Where like, for instance, I thought California was a piece of shit, so I moved out of California.
more money per pupil by 3 times than any other nation.
Yeah.
And yet we're absolutely at the bottom. We're one of the worst. So you can't do worse. We're going to end education coming out of Washington, D.C. We're going to close it up. All those buildings all over the...
Yeah, I think the power being more in the hands of like local people is much better than the feds. Because the feds all, dude, I have nothing to do with these people. Like, you know what I mean? Like half of the time, they try to make up some rules and stuff that maybe works for them, but doesn't work for like, you know, people that are living. The thing is America is so big and there's so many people that live in America that everybody has a different living condition. You know, like somebody that lives in Hawaii and someone that lives in Alaska, someone that lives in, you know, Oklahoma or in California, it's very different. So trying to like do like a one size fits all sort of a deal when they don't actually understand like the local culture and like the local needs is kind of stupid to me.
place, and you have people that in many cases hate our children. We're going to send it all back to the states. Thank you very much.
That was like the education thing. Was there more? Again, guys, as you can see, I don't agree with everything that's being said. I disagree with some of it, and I agree with some of it. It depends. It's like an issue based for me. It's not like oh, orange man vote, orange man bad, hate everything, or it's not like wow, orange man God, great MAGA king, I kneel. You know what I mean? It's not like that for me.